Welcome to The Explainer. We're about to crack open a 17th century Black Ops manual, and what's inside is going to completely change how you see the most legendary covert agent in history, the ninja.
You know, for centuries, the ninja has been this figure of myth, right? A shadow warrior with almost supernatural powers. Well, thanks to this incredible historical text, we can finally cut through all that fantasy.
So what did they really carry? We're about to find out. And I want you to forget the smoke bombs. Forget the magic tricks you've seen in Hollywood. We are diving deep into the most comprehensive ninja manual ever written to see what a real shinobi actually had in their kit.
So this right here is the Bansenshukai. Now don't think of it as some mystical scroll. It's much more like a classified field manual for 17th century special forces. And for this explainer, we're zooming in on a very specific part. The 5 volumes dedicated entirely to their tools, the Ninki. That's volumes 18 all the way through 22. This is the real gear.
All right, let's get right into it. I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a shinobi. It's the middle of the night. Your target? A massive, formidable medieval Japanese fortress. Your mission is simple, but it's not easy. Get inside, completely unseen and unheard.
So how do you do it? Well, the Bansenshukai isn't going to give you any prayers or magic spells. No, what it gives you is an arsenal of incredibly clever, practical engineering solutions designed to overcome these exact obstacles.
First up, scaling the walls. The shinobi's climbing gear was super specialized. I mean, everything had a purpose. You've got tied ladders that could be built on site from bamboo so you wouldn't arouse suspicion carrying it around. The uchikagi, that's your classic grappling hook. And get this, the kunai, it wasn't a throwing knife like in the movies, not at all. It was a heavy-duty digging tool used to literally carve handholds and footholds into dirt walls.
Okay, so you've made it. You're at the top of the wall, but you're not done yet, not even close. Now you're looking down at the next problem, a wide, dark moat, the castle's silent protector.
And this is where the Bansenshukai just blows one of the biggest ninja myths right out of the water. The legendary water spider, the Mizugumo, it was not a pair of shoes for walking on water. The manual is super clear about this. It was actually a single, portable, floating seat. Think of it like a personal 17th century flotation device that let the shinobi just sit and paddle across the moat. Amazing, right?
And the water spider was just one tool in the toolbox. Volume 19 of the manual lays out a whole aquatic kit. We're talking collapsible boats you could assemble on site, super simple rafts made from cattails, and even a portable bamboo bridge that you could literally roll out for a quick, silent crossing.
Okay, so you're in. You've conquered the walls. You've crossed the moat. You're inside the compound, but now you're face to face with the next layer of security. Locked doors and bolted gates. What now?
And this is what's so cool. The author, a guy named Fujibayashi, he wasn't just writing down old knowledge. He was an innovator, a problem solver. He actually says in the book that he found the old tools clumsy and inconvenient, so he spent years inventing and modifying his own versions for, modern 17th century missions.
You can really see that spirit of innovation in tools like the hemagare, which is this incredible angled saw. Now, this isn't about smashing the door down. It was this delicate, hinged tool that you'd slip through a crack in the door, unfold it on the inside, and then use it to saw right through the wooden latch from the other side. I mean, that is just brilliant.
And Volume 20 goes even deeper, laying out a whole sophisticated lockpicking kit. You had tools like the Toya Hazushi, which was designed for the simple peg and ring latches they had back then. But then you have the Nobakagi, this crazy extendable key that could reach over 5 feet. Imagine being able to trip a latch that's way on the other side of a gate. It's like having a secret, super long arm.
All right, you've picked the lock, you're in. But now it's pitch black. You can't see a thing. And what if you need to signal your allies who are miles away? Or maybe you need to create a diversion? Well, the next critical piece of the shinobi's kit was a total mastery of fire.
This is where we get into volumes 21 and 22, and they are basically chemistry textbooks. They are packed with dozens of recipes for fire-based tools. We're talking everything from waterproof torches for missions in the rain to signaling flares so bright they could be seen from over 20 miles away. And it's not just that. They had recipes for incendiary devices for arson and even for silent, portable body warmers to survive those long, cold nights on a stakeout.
Now, a lot of these recipes show a really deep understanding of practical chemistry. They use standard stuff like saltpeter and sulfur, but they also included some,
let's just say some very specific and kind of surprising organic materials.
And just look at the precision here. The manual doesn't just say add a pinch, it calls for exactly 3 bob. That's a tiny unit of measurement of one very particular secret ingredient.
And that secret ingredient, it's mouse droppings. Yeah, and this right here just perfectly sums up the reality of shinobi science. It wasn't magic, it wasn't glamorous, it was 100% practical, based entirely on what actually worked. If mouse droppings helped a torch burn a little bit hotter or a little bit longer, then guess what? That's what went into the recipe. End of story.
So, when you take a step back and look at all these tools together, the specialized climbing gear, the flotation devices, the ingenious lockpicks, the detailed chemical formulas, what does it all really tell us about the true identity of the ninja?
Well, for one, it tells us that the pop culture myth is just that, a myth. The Bansenshukai paints a completely different picture. It reveals the shinobi was a clandestine operative, a meticulous planner. They weren't using mystical powers, they were using practical engineering, applied chemistry, and a real understanding of physics to get the job done.
And this wasn't some ancient tradition that was just frozen in time. Like Fujibayashi himself wrote, this was a living, breathing science of covert ops. These tools, these techniques, they were constantly being tested, tweaked, and improved through years and years of dedicated R&D. This incredible manual really does peel back the mask of legend, and what's underneath is a mind of pure practical genius. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible knowledge is just sitting out there, hidden in ancient texts, just waiting to completely change how we see the past?